Firestarr, keeping it smashed.
No, seriously, I want to know. When did you that fire?
What are we?
Your gigs tour. That's what I want to know about.
Come on, let's do a bit
Seriously.
of background.
I ain't seen you since. Well, obviously, I randomly saw that post on Instagram. Fucking Landlord Tour.
We should probably. I think we should probably we should probably tell the people who everyone is now.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who you are.
Just
You're
it's
big bad
Firestarr, innit? It's
DJ
DJ Firestarr. I'm not new to this, and the co-hosts, Gavin
Yeah,
in the building,
Yes.
Resh in the building.
Hi.
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 Softly spoken.
I'm gonna try and speak up so you
Come
can
on.
actually hear me.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, anyways, we're here. You want to start this thing off?
Tell me,
what,
man.
Yeah, what Gavin asked. I actually met you after this.
You did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I only know bits that you've told me.
What about the tour?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my angle. I'm on Instagram randomly, and then fucking Firestarr pops up with the Landlord Tour.
Or the flyer.
Yeah, the flyer and your name's on it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's
Are
like,
you on
yeah,
it?
Yeah, can't believe it, bro. Whatever.
Let me tell you about that flyer. You know when I got the call? It's April the 1st, bro.
When was the concert? I can't remember what day.
It was like 20 days after that. But I'd had the convoy with gigs like at Christmas. Just not about the tour.
Just a normal concert.
Just to say Merry Christmas. The what was it? The Landlord album come out October
Yeah,
2016, yeah?
yeah.
It was out. And obviously it was game changing. So by the time
That
it
was
hit
such a
Christmas,
sick album.
by the time it was Christmas, it was already bubbling. But remember, he couldn't tour, yeah. So at Christmas,
I didn't know that.
well, he'd never been on tour.
I knew he couldn't tour, but
you know,
I
the
didn't know
clubs
up to that Christmas. He
the
couldn't.
clubs were still all the shows. It was still a problem until that point, probably, right?
Really? I didn't know.
And then we've had a conversation, just Merry Christmas, whatever, just checking in kind of thing, right?
As you do.
And not not even just on a polite one, really. And then he's hollered back, and I've just thrown it out there like by chance. There was no tour in it. I knew nothing about a tour.
Yeah.
I've said, "Oh, bro, the album's sick. Like, if by some miracle they let you tour,
Shout me.
I'd love to be involved." That's all I said.
Yeah.
I'd love to be involved. No problem, bro. I got you, is what he said. I didn't think nothing. Listen, April the 1st, April Fool's Day, he calls me. He rings me, and obviously, like, it's gigs, innit? Like,
Yeah.
speaks like he sounds, innit? Straight
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
gangster,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, fire, you know, them ones, like, that's him, innit? Like, and he calls me and he's like, you ready for the fucking RNS, like, the real tour, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I said, I'm in. But the thing is, I'm irritating. So I'm asking him bare questions. Straight away, he's like, bro, don't ask me no questions. Like, don't irritate me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on the tour. Yeah? Just be ready. I'm still thinking it's April Fool's Day. Like, I mean, you ring one or two of the brethren, isn't it? Like, yo, I'm on the tour.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'm going. Like,
Yeah.
I see DMO on, big shouts to DMO. He was on the tour as well. So me and him were supporting. Obviously, we were supporting DJs. And Giggs is DJ Dubplate. Mex is the guy that does his stage show, yeah? That's his guy. DMO pops up. Someone's retweeted it on Twitter. Gas to announce I'm on the Giggs tour. Boom, flyer, everything. His face on his edit.
Okay.
Bruv, I'm not on it. It's his own edit. My name's nowhere in it. I'm fucking nearly in tears, isn't it? Like, I've been void. Next thing you know, like, the next day, I think it was, I must have been in the house. I've gone for a shower. Come back to my phone. The phone's just gone mad, innit? My boy Meats has hit me up. He's like, bro, you see Giggs' Instagram? He just posted your name on the flyer, bruv. Like, that's how I seen it, innit?
Did you wet yourself?
Bro, I lost my mind, innit?
Were you not in discussion with him about what you're doing, what you're doing?
Nothing,
when?
bro. Giggs. The
It's
geezer
like
is
you're
a man.
what you're
He's a
saying-
man of his word. You hear everyone talk about him,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
integrity. That's him. Like, that's why everyone says it. And
Yeah, he comes across like that. If he's not gonna do it, he ain't gonna do it. And if he is, he'll tell you.
he's the sort of person that venues that probably blocked him before.
He ain't going back.
He's not going there. Why do you think he shows so much love to like? He talks about. I've heard him talk about like Reading and I think Reading a lot because they showed him love when none of the other festivals were.
Yeah, he does. He says that.
You know, so like,
What year was this again?
what the tour?
Yeah.
April 2017. So about a year and a half ago now.
Was this before the Warehouse project, where he was like the headline?
Was Warehouse?
I don't know.
I
I went
think
to that, and I'm trying to work out when it was because he was.
It's
like,
probably
in May.
after. I think it was after.
That was like in November.
Yeah, because that's when all the big shows started coming in after the tour. So what was I saying? The Image come out.
That's what I see.
Fucking, honestly.
You'd have thought it was my name on the.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about like how on no one can like that shit is like it's history, innit?
Of course.
Straight like who can take? No one can say anything. Like
the thing is, for me, it weren't. Even, what's big about it? Looking back, it weren't a joke tour. I'll be honest, like I'm not a massive Gigs fan. I'm not gonna sit here.
What?
I'm gonna sit here and make out like I'm a massive Gigs fan. But you see, when I seen that, I thought I gotta go. Number one,
Bro.
just to support you. Not for me. It wasn't even about going to see gigs. It's about obviously seeing you on that tour. Would have been a big thing. Went down there.
Which
Show,
one did you go to?
the Birmingham show. That's it. I didn't even go to the London show. Looked like a zoo.
London's always
London's
everyone
always
everyone on the final.
No,
I
but-
mean,
no,
London
no,
for
no,
him
no. But London,
was just
London. Like obviously growing up down there, you see shows, and I think people don't appreciate artists in London as much as they should.
no, they don't.
Yeah.
But London on the YouTube.
I think it's been getting a little bit better from what I've seen.
Can
recently.
I
Like
just
the-
shout out Manchester because that's sick when they do a Manchester tour.
Manchester was one of
They
the
always
sickest
do
shows
good
like
ones.
ever.
Yeah.
Manchester and Manchester and Glasgow, but
Really?
Manny every time.
Yeah.
Apart from London, which is because London brings the extraness. Like London was, I mean,
Everyone comes out.
everyone's there, bruv, with
everyone
you.
comes out.
Getz is there, Kano's there, Krypton Conan are there. Everyone's just there.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
Like
But that's what I'm saying. I went to the Birmingham tour, so you're saying like that weren't even top 3 out of all the shows.
Birmingham was like pretty early in the tour. I think it was the second day.
Something like
it was a Sunday night. It was, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
I had Kid Ink that same night in Cambridge, so I left Birmingham and went straight to Cambridge.
I can't remember.
But
I just remember in the show I was there on my ones in the crowd. And it was an absolute zoo.
his stage
You don't
show,
realise until the show how
Bruv.
many hits this guy's got.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
me,
yeah.
who's not, like I said, I'm not the biggest
Nah,
fan, but
man, like,
he's got some hits. So, and that's the thing. So everything behind it that you just said, he weren't even allowed to go on tour. 6 months prior, or whatever.
And it was what we done. 6 dates? I think we done 6 dates.
I think
a
I
big
didn't come to
deal,
that because
bruv.
I was seeing him at Warehouse Project. I was so excited about that to see gigs at Warehouse Project.
That's what surprised me, the amount of girls that are into it. Like,
Nah, he's got fans.
I
bro.
didn't know that.
One.
I didn't. I was ignorant.
You see now, it's like man. The thing with this whole thing is like anything. Like man was a fan before, innit?
Yeah.
Big, like
He
with
was big
with
when I
he's
was
been.
at uni. Yeah, it's been ages.
Forget a fan. Like
Do you know what's mad?
he's been to.
Do you know what's mad? And I can actually certify that. I don't know if you remember this, yeah? The first time I saw Gigs Live was at one of your... I don't know if you put the rave on or you was on the flight in Nottingham.
Yeah, that's where we
Oceana.
bought. That's where we done gigs.
Yeah, I
we done
remember
2
that.
shows, and
This
that,
was uni time.
let me tell you, that was 2014.
Probably,
yeah. Because
Nah,
but
was it before then?
maybe even before.
No,
but
before,
the
it's definitely
problem
before then.
we've tried anywhere throughout my period of putting on events. He's been on every list. He's been in every conversation, but it's been shut down from a promoter point.
Yeah.
You know, even to
Well,
even
when was look what the cat dragged in? When?
Yeah,
What
I
times
was
were
talking
then?
the hardest.
talking hardest was like early.
Yeah.
innit?
But that's what I mean. Since then,
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
that
the
was
time.
bloody. I couldn't tell you the
I'm
years.
talking
but
about
like,
the time. Obviously, he's on a different level now, but I'm talking about the time
bro,
when he
like-
was after talking the hardest, and he had another like sort of like when he peaked a bit more. I remember I went to the event, and again, it weren't really my thing, but you got an event on Come Down. I went.
Them joints there, like.
Shut it down.
It's like he was on every list for every event, no matter whether he had. Like right now, when you book or you go to the thing that's bringing people in is who's relevant.
Yeah, of course.
You know, who's got a relevant banger. You could be hot for a minute.
Yeah,
like, you know, you could have the like, not saying they're not hot now, but like Unknown T. Boom, he comes out with his joint. He's hot for a period of time with that joint. Everyone's trying to book him. Look now, like Russ, Gun Lean. Everyone's trying to book him. That's what's working now. But Gigs was always on every list back then. It's like, it don't matter. You got the catalogue. If he comes and it gets okayed, everyone's coming to see him.
Yeah.
So he was on every list. But it's the album, like the Landlord album just changed everything, bro.
Yeah, it changed the game.
Like
There were so many good tunes on that album.
it just changed
Don't
everything.
you think the game's changed anyway? Like, I think back. Do you remember when they wouldn't? This is how mad it is, yeah. Because obviously we used to do like student nights. So I was doing a comedy show with one of my guys, and anything I did pretty much, Firestarr would be on the flyer. And it's come to the point where we just started working together. And then you started getting bookings. Do you remember when Amit?
Yeah. This is at uni. This isn't like in Derby. Like this
Derby
is,
uni.
yeah. This is in
So
Derby.
this guy used to run. This is the thing that annoyed us, yeah. So, and I'm not even bullshitting. This is like it's actual fact. Blush was probably one of the biggest events in the uni calendar because the student union used to
A comedy
support us.
show,
It was a
basically.
comedy
Okay.
show.
That's a comedy show, right?
We used
Right.
to we used to sell out. We used to sell out every event, killing it. Had Richard Blackwood, Kojo, a lot of the big names. Now we had them back in like early 2000s.
That sounds really good. I never went to anything like this when
Yeah.
I was at uni.
And that's the thing, they didn't have it. So one of our guys, Martin, big up Martin, he sort of come up with the idea. We all pushed it forward. People like Firestarr helped push it forward. So like we've got one of the hottest events of the calendar year. Firestar's doing events up and down like the East Midlands and that. Obviously, in fact, I think you were getting more bookings outside of Derby than you were in Derby. at the time,
Yeah,
innit?
true. Because we were small, bro.
It was just weird, but his whole thing, and it was for me coming from London. I grew up around the grime scene and that. Coming up to the Midlands and seeing someone like him that actually knew about this shit was pretty impressive for me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
But on that note, the one thing we do have to mention, which is relevant because I always remember this, we done a night, like don't want to bore the people, but we done the night inflation. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, that was.
But let me
after.
tell you something about that,
Yeah.
bro. You were the first person. He was the first person that put me up on Chucky.
Yeah, I remember.
He knew about Chucky. He said to me because you wanted to bring Chucky. I bought Seth. Hold tight, Seth. Do you remember I bought Funky? We had Funky and Seth, and we had Chucky.
Yes.
Yeah, and you hadn't met Seth, I don't think, but
And
you
you
were
hadn't
like,
met Chucky.
and you were telling me, yo, Chucky's the guy in the ends, because in Derby we had like a lot
What
of.
does Chucky do? Is he a DJ?
Yeah.
I
Chucky's
knew
been a
Chucky.
selector from
I knew
time.
Chucky,
I'd heard of
yeah.
him before that.
I knew Chucky when he was a MC. He
Oh right,
he
yeah, I've
tried
seen
not to
clips.
talk about
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
And then I was DJing them times, and then I stopped DJing, and he sort of, when I stopped, he sort of started, and he just killed it. Like the guy used to give out CDs everywhere. I think that's what really changed the game for him. Like he was one of the ones to proper hit the road and give CDs out. So when it comes to events, I just knew he was hitting his peak of. Well, he's probably got bigger since, but he was definitely getting
massively.
bigger at that point. And I was like, I was saying, who we gonna book? And I was like, we need to bring in Chucky, man. And you know what's mad? There's other promoters in Derby because we'd left Derby by now, but we just knew we could go there, do something, and it'll probably work. So me and Firestarr hooked up, bringing Chucky. How we got there, and the guys that were in our position we was in before that are promoting events, they were at the event. Do you remember? They had their T-shirts promoting their event.
Yeah.
We got the D-boys. We're cool now, but it's funny because we did the event. Chucky obviously ripped the place to shreds. The students had never heard a set like it before. And then next thing I know, them boys have got an event like a month later with Chucky on the lineup. It's like, what? Did they try and book Seth as well?
Probably,
I
bro.
think
But
they
like,
tried to book Seth as well.
but
You
the
didn't know
thing,
that?
They copied the whole pattern.
every,
Oh, you didn't know that was happening?
No, I seen the flyer and I was like, these don't book Chucky. But you know when it's the way, it's not like I was trying to book fucking Charlie Sloth or Tim Westwood, where they could have heard about him anyway. It was blatantly obvious that they come to the event, they seen this guy rip it to shreds, and they've called him and said, "Oh, you don't kill
What do you
him."
mean they rip it to shreds?
Like he just taught it. Like there's pictures on Facebook. And
Yeah.
that. It was just a bit of a madness. If you ever been to a rave that he's DJing, there's always a vibe.
Yeah.
He's always.
But
a
if that's
vibe.
the case, why would you expect they would book him? Why wouldn't they?
But
I know, but we're in the same city, and
It was
there's
just-
This
rules.
is stuff I don't really
There's
understand.
rules
I
to
get it, okay,
this.
fine.
There's rules to
It's
this
like-
game, like,
Business,
but it's not
right?
anymore.
It's
But
business. You
it's
want to
like
make
if
money.
you go out, yeah.
yeah, but you don't copy the.
If you go out and you go out shopping for like the most unique jacket or whatever,
Yeah.
and you wear it out, and then you see this girl that you don't know, but you kind of know, and
Yeah.
she sees you in the jacket, and you go out
goes
2
and
weeks
buys the
later,
same
and she's got the
and
same
got
fur
the
on.
same jacket.
Okay.
Come
It's not
on.
because it's come
Yeah.
off ASOS or
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
It's because she's seeing
It's 'cause
you.
she's seen
That
you
comes
wear
with
it.
Yeah,
the
And
context,
she's gone to
that's
that
fine.
quirky boutique that you felt only you knew about, and then she's wearing it.
But the point is that the Chucky relationship. Chucky's he's played multiple. You've seen he's played multiple events for me throughout the years
from that
because
from that.
you bought him and he's
I'll
doing
big up
his
for that.
thing.
But that-
But he's a blessed guy. Like, I just want to say that
he's proper.
Every time
he's
shows love. I need anything, I can call him,
he's
have a quick conversation, bookings.
To be fair, because he's
the guy, man.
Even
Like,
then, he was giving
I gotta
us
big him up.
pointers. He's saying, look, if you need any help, whatever, give me a shout, whatever, whatnot.